I'm Susan Shovers. I'm a resident of the V in Aventura, Florida, and this is part of a cooking series, Cooking with Bubbe. This morning, I'm going to make one of my most favorite recipes for you. It's called Lick Your Fingers Kugel. And if you ask all the bubbes in the world, every bubbe will have a different recipe for her kugel, but this one is unique. You'll love it. So let's begin. First of all, I preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and I've greased a 10-inch bun pan. You can use a tube pan, bun pan, whatever you like, as long as it's tall. So we're going to begin this recipe with about a third of a cup of butter, which I'm pouring into my bun pan. I've melted 2 sticks of butter. I'm just using part of it. I'm going to swirl it around. And then I'm adding to that 1 cup, a little bit more because I cheat, a little bit more of dark brown sugar. But you can use light brown sugar. Whatever you have, it doesn't really make any difference. I'm going to add that into the butter. And now, I'm going to add to that, into the brown sugar, 1 cup of pecans. I'm going to put that in all the way in. And I'm going to pat those in. You can actually make a design. I'm not that creative. It comes out just the same whether it's pretty or not. And now I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to make the batter. I've beaten 5 eggs, regular size eggs. And to that, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of sugar, white sugar. And swirl that around. I have a great story about this kugel. I was having a dinner party, and we had a guest from out of town, and I made this as a side dish, and he was eating it, and all of a sudden his tears came out of his eyes, and he began to cry, and I became very nervous. And it turned out this was a kugel that his mother had made. And the recipe, I'm adding now 2 teaspoons of salt, by the way, and I'm mixing that very well. It turned out that his mother had made this for him when he was young, and he loved it. The recipe, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, the recipe is from the North Shore Hadassah cookbook in Chicago from the 70s. It's a very old recipe. I used to use the book until it actually fell apart. But this recipe has lived on, and I have doctored it a bit, but it's still fabulous. Now I'm adding the remainder of the butter, and I'm swirling that up really good. Mixing and mixing and mixing. You can do this in your mixer too. It's probably a bit faster. So this is all blended in very, very well. And now I'm going to add 1 pound of noodles. You can use medium, you can use wide, follow the directions on the package. Whatever you like, it doesn't make any difference. I'll add that to our mixture. Sticking together here a bit. Won't make any difference once it's all blended in. Here it is. Spoons. And I want all of the noodles to be really coated with the mixture because that makes it a very juicy, yummy kugel. Almost ready. Just keep swirling it around until it's really, really blended in. It smells divine. This is really, really a good recipe. You can use this as a side dish, a main dish, and you know it's fabulous on a dessert table. Now, I'm going to add this to the bun pan. all the yummy juice. Make it nice and even. And I'll pop this in the oven, 350 degrees, for 1 hour and 15 minutes. And I will tell you, when it's done, and it's very bubbly, you take it out of the oven, you cool it for about a half an hour, go and bring a knife around the edges, put a serving plate on top, and flip it over. And you will have your kugel. And this is what it looks like when it's finished. Enjoy.